Hi, I'm Alicia and welcome to the Mintay Papers YouTube channel. Today I'm sharing a set of Seaside cards or summer cards that I have created with the brand new Mintay Papers collection, Mediterranean Heaven. This is a beautiful collection, perfect for summer cards. I started with the Mintay Fancy cards. I also used the Mintay Sentiments All Occasions 08, and then I added papers from the Mediterranean Heaven 6x8 paper pad, the 27 paper elements, the 60 paper die cuts. I also used chipboard shapes from the Seaside set, and I painted those with the Mintay Kreativa white chalk paint. So here I am beginning on my table with all of the products, and I'm starting with two of the fancy cards. I'm going to just fold these cards directly in half, and then I'm smoothing down that fold line with my bone folder. I'm taking the 6x8 paper pad and I'm looking for a background paper for my cards. I toss up between these two pages and I end up choosing this really pretty blue ocean page. I think that it has a lovely summer feel to it. I'm just measuring my card so that I can work out what measurements I need to cut for, and I'm going with 3 7/8 in width. And I'm going with 5 1/2 for the length. So that'll allow me to have a nice white border around the edge of my card. There's a scalloped edge at the bottom of both of these cards, and I'm going to leave that plain white and decorate it. I'm just inking around the edges of my card in a navy blue ink pad, and around the edges of my paper, and I think that'll just add to the beachy feel of the card. I'm gluing that first page down onto the base of my card, and then I'm just going to repeat the same process on the other card, inking that scalloped edge, and inking the piece of paper as well, and then gluing that down onto my card. I've chosen quite a thick texture, and I'm just doing a dotted sort of line around the scalloped edges of the card, and I'm also going to do some dotted lines down the sides of the cards as well. I'm taking a look now through the Mintay Papers paper elements, and I'm having a look to see what I can use on my card. I choose 2 tags. I love using tags on my projects. I find them such an easy filler. I inked the edges of the tag, and I'm just putting some twine, some white twine, through the tag to decorate. This is where I'm starting to bring in my chipboard pieces. I already had my chipboard pieces painted white from my previous layout that I did with this collection. So I'm just using some pieces that I didn't use in my layout. A beautiful white anchor and a compass. Now I'm looking for some extra little scalloped circles that I can add in and under and around my elements that I'm creating on my cards. The paper elements are fabulous for adding layers onto projects. Next, I'm opening the paper die cuts, and these have a more intricate cut to their images, so they're a lot fancier. I'm also cutting out I cut out some fussy cut images from the 6x8 paper pad And I'm going to layer these onto my cards with some recycled cardboard. So I'm gluing that first scalloped circle down, and then I'm thinking about these pretty floral clusters that I have fussy cut from the 6x8 paper pad. I'm starting with this lemon and leaves cluster that I'm going to put at the bottom. But before I add that in, I'm just going to add in some muslin to soften the effects of the paper. And a bit of muslin on the other side, and then a very similar, almost identical floral cluster that's going to go at the bottom of my little layered elements that I'm going to put here on this little card. So there we go, we've got that at the bottom. And now I'm looking at something else that will go on top. I'm going to add some more muslin in between my elements so that there's just a little bit of a break between the paper layers. And then I'm popping that down on top. And repeating that on the other side, some more muslin and then some more cardboard, and my next floral cluster that's going to go on top. There we go. So building up a little bit of a three-dimensional picture here. This was another fussy cut little image that I cut out of the 6x8 paper pad. And I'm going to add that in at the bottom of the cluster. And there's another one for this side, this card as well. I'm just going to slip that in there on top of the arrow. Very pretty. This is a gorgeous little die cut. Looks like an olive branch. I'm going to pop that one in there, coming out from underneath the flower. I found a cute little starfish, which I considered using from the Seaside Chippies. I've also got some of the Mintay sentiments here. These are great for card making. They just give you that little sentiment that you can add onto your card. So I've cut that out and I've added in, I'm thinking best wishes to you on this card, and on the other side I'm thinking a congratulations card. I ended up changing my mind on the chipboard starfish, and I find a really cute paper die cut starfish that I consider to use. I put some cardboard on the back of that and pop it on top of the floral cluster that I created, and I'm going to have my little sentiment coming out from behind that little starfish. And I think that looks really sweet. I found some pretty white lilies in the paper die cuts, and I'm looking at layering something in behind here just to elongate my floral cluster going up the card a little bit. And the paper lilies do the trick. Moving on to the other card now. There's my congratulations sentiment. I'm thinking about maybe popping that olive leaf tree branches down there with a white flower, which looks quite nice. I'm adding in a sailing boat to go with my summer theme, and I really love that, so I'm popping that right in the center, and I'm going to add my sentiment on top of the sailing boat with a little white flower next to it. My last step for these cards is to paint them with some white Kreativa chalk paint. So I'm just going to cover up the sentiments and grab a paintbrush and some scissors and just splatter some white chalk paint over these cards. This will give them a really pretty summer feel, with a little bit of a mixed media feel as well. We'll just finish them off nicely. And they are our finished cards. Beautiful summer themed cards or seaside themed cards. Vibrant colours, lots of beautiful layers, and a joy to create. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial for 2 summer themed cards using the Mintay Mediterranean Heaven collection. Make sure that you are subscribed to the Mintay Papers YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely crafty day.